Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Solavei ELN Hangout. We are excited that it is broadcasting live, and just to let you know, the future is so bright. You gotta wear shades. Laura wears your shades, baby. Living it up with the heart. That's awesome. You can see we got Ryan Lelf there sporting the redneck look. And we've got Mike Rogers sporting the total Solavei brand today. We are so excited to have you here. Okay, that is the party at Stacy. We are excited today because what's happening today is we are going to be talking to you live about marketing and what marketing Mavericks do. Now, today's hangout, we are just going to be completely transparent about what we're doing. Every single person that you see here is on the leaderboard, and they are crushing it. I think Mike just took over the #2 position in the Tulsa Takeover leaderboard. I know that all of us are, I think Mike is about that close to cranking out the numbers for the cruise, and I know Laura and Ryan and myself are already on the cruise. I'm pushing for that very, very top package right now. I think I've got just a couple of trios away in my overall network to be cranking that out. So it is really exciting what's going on here. And what we want to do, because we're asked it over and over and over again, what are you guys doing that's allowing you to put so many people in? Because you can see there's some pretty big numbers on those leaderboards on the Cruise to Thousandaire. And so what I've done, and some of the people that are on the top of those leaderboards are very shy. They're not ready to be live in one of our hangouts, but they're in all of our groups. So we want to make sure that we're giving you the tips that they're using in order to truly drive numbers. Because there's a lot of assumptions. Oh, these guys must be dealers. That's how they're signing so many people up. Or, oh, these guys, it's because Stacy's the sister of the CEO. Oh, it's because Laura's president of a big network. And, oh, it's because Ryan, he can do those crazy videos. Or, well, you know, Mike owns his own business. There's always excuses that people are going to use as to why the other guy is doing what they're doing. Today, we want to give you the inside scoop. So we are Marketing Mavericks, and we want to tell you what we're doing. So I'm just going to go from the left side of the screen all the way over. We're going to start with Laura. Laura, I know that you have been incredibly successful putting people into the network, but it didn't start overnight for you. Tell them, #1, what are you doing on a daily basis? And #2, we're going to talk about some specific marketing tactics. We call it cost of doing business. You are in business for yourself, everyone that's watching this, and we want you to know what it means and what it takes in order to drive that type of online business, from software that you need to maybe technology that we're using, to giveaways that we're doing, ways that we're investing financially into our business, so that you can see you don't have to spend a lot of money driving your business in Solavei, but you do want to work smart instead of harder. So let's just start off. Let me do introductions. My name is Stacy Wallace. I'm a social executive with Solavei and very excited about what we're doing here. We've got Laura Wells, and I'm going to let each one of these. We've got Mike Rogers, Ryan Lelf. I'm going to let each one of them give you their introduction. But let's start off. Laura, you are a moving rock star. So excited, a recruiting machine. Tell us, what are you doing? Tell us a little bit about your team, and we want to hear what your secret tip is today.
Yeah, thank you. Happy Wednesday, you guys. I'm happy to be back here, and our team is called the Boom Team, and it's not because we make a big big production of anything. It actually stands for breaking out of old mindsets. And I am the president of the women's networking organization, the Heartlink Network. And you know what's really funny though is that when I started with Solavei, I was just interested in saving money, like a lot of people I talk to. I honestly wasn't even initially interested in building a business. I have a full-time career as running this networking organization. And so I actually haven't really tapped into that list, that market. That, to me, that is some place that I really didn't go. Now, along the way, I've created relationships, created friendships with some of these women. So they, you know, came to me and we talked about Solavei. But that is a list that I haven't even tapped into. So, you know, I love being able to tell people, look, I literally started in the same boat as everybody else. It's just creating relationships. And so when I when I got involved in Solavei, I kind of didn't take me that long. I'm a pretty smart girl. It didn't take me that long to realize I really wanted to share this with other people, and I found it to be really natural. Um, I guess my biggest tip in doing that is creating relationships. For me, it's about building trust. It's about building friendships. It's about staying consistent. And I know we're going to talk a little bit more about that in your brand and who you are and what you represent. You will not see me on Facebook posting about all kinds of other stuff. I'm not liking those other pages. I'm not having conversations about other systems, other products, other opportunities, whatever. It's all consistent. And so people feel like if they talk to me about Solavei, if they jump in, if they get involved with me about Solavei, they know that they can depend on me to be the one constant in their business, is that I'm always going to be right there with them with Solavei. And yeah, my tool, and we'll be talking about this, I guess all of us have different things that we do. You guys, be friendly with SIM cards. That is my tool, and this is actually something, this is not new. This is not something I started doing to earn a cruise. This is something I've been doing since SIM cards were available to purchase. I consider it a no-brainer that I can spend a couple dollars to get someone the instant gratification of being able to get started with Solavei right now instead of waiting almost a week for Solavei to mail them themselves. But I mean, since launch, I've been consistent with that, and since the SIM cards were available, I've been consistently doing that. But yeah, that's my one cost that I've invested, other than my time and consistency. So
Laura, let me just ask you this. So first off, I want to say something that you said just a second ago, and I went over to get this pad because I had written this down a couple of days ago, because I have been hit up this week, crazy. I have been hit up by Ripplin, Pure Leverage, Hubert Humphrey's deal, you name it. All these people saying, oh, Stacy, you've got over 60,000 people in your network. You should look at this. It could be instant money because if you do it, they'll do it. And my response to them is, well, yeah, if I wanted to use people and I wanted to monetize people, then I would be just about what's in it for me. But I wrote this down. FOCUS is an acronym that stands for Follow One Course Until Successful. Follow one course until successful. I have been in this industry for 25 years, much like a lot of these folks here. We've been successful. We've done some great things. But I can tell you in all my years, it's the people who maintain focus and that they pour their marketing efforts, their marketing dollars, like Laura says, a couple bucks for a SIM card. You know, I'll tell you, Laura, I used to use SIM cards. I would say to people, if you can get a trio in your first week, I'll give you three SIM cards. I changed that up a few weeks ago to just get started. I want to instantly activate you. So I'm going to activate you, and I'm going to send that card and 3 free cards in the mail. And the reason for that is I want to give you 3 cards to encourage you to get your first 3 trios. I mean, your first 3 people to get your first trio. So again, yes, it costs me a little bit of money, but I went ahead and I ordered a ton of SIM cards. And so I have them stocked that anybody can come and get. I am basically a dealer. I don't have a store. I don't have a counter. But like you, Laura, I started organically with 12 people. And something I want us to also talk about today is something I hear often is people say, well, you're doing this full time. I don't have that kind of time. I have a job. So today we're going to break down the fluff, and we're going to defrag the voices that will hinder you. Let me just go down the list. First off, Ryan Lauf he's got over 5,000 people in his network. He's crushing it with his network. He's a father. He has got like children coming out of every single corner and direction and are always interrupting. He's also got interests in other businesses. He's extremely busy. And yet, he's running one of the top organizations in Solavei. Mike Rogers, the guy with all the black there that you're going to hear from in just a second. Mike Rogers is crushing it on the leaderboard right now, recruiting, signing up people, building a network, thousands of people in his network. But here's what's amazing, is Mike runs an internet business, and actually a huge business, very successful, that he is the CEO of. And yet, he has found time to put the right amount of time and the right amount of marketing efforts into Solavei so that he can truly be successful. Laura Wells. Laura Wells is doing phenomenal in Solavei, and yet Laura Wells is the president of an international women's organization. Of course, you guys know me. I went full bore into Solavei back last year. In June 1 was my first day. I left the last day of May. I left my position as senior vice president of a major 22-year-old corporation, and I stepped full-time into Solavei. Yet I still run an international nonprofit organization. I still run an international women's organization. I still am a mom of 2 kids, which is my #1 priority. And I am extremely busy. And people say, how on earth are you able to do what you do? This panel and why we're marketing Mavericks, the word maverick means that you break out of the norm and you refuse to fit into a box. You refuse to fit into normal. And so what we've done is we just realized that the average human being uses 2 to 5% of their potential. That means there is a ton that you can do that you aren't giving yourself credit for. So as we talk to these folks, I want you to keep that in the back of your mind. Whatever your excuses for why you can't put the effort in, maybe it's that you need to focus your effort on one thing so that you can become, instead of jack of all trades, you become master of one. So let's jump over now to Mike Rogers. Mike, Laura's using SIM cards. What are some of the things you're doing? Because I'm watching you now, #2 on that Tulsa Takeover leaderboard. What are you doing? What's your secret sauce that when people are getting involved, how are you getting them to convert so quickly and so rapidly?
Well, first of all, I'm getting in front of people, and that helps. And I am a huge believer in SIM cards as well. I'm sitting here with a stack of about 100 of them in my hand, and I'll sign up all 100 people today if you're interested. My efforts are really focused, like you said. You know, I'm a busy guy. I've got 2 small babies as well, just like Brian. And I own a IT firm. We do network infrastructure stuff, and that keeps me busy, usually during business hours. But I never negate an opportunity to visit with someone about Solavei. Everybody needs to hear this message. It's something that we can share. And it's been kind of a long week because I went out and bought a tent thanks to a tip I saw from Ryan and Caroline, and some chairs. And while I was there buying the chairs at the store, I said, how many do you have here? He said, well, we probably have about 50. I said, okay, well, why don't I just buy them all? And he said, really? I said, yeah, go get them, load them up on the cart. I'm going to give these things away with anybody who signs up with us for Solavei. It's a purple chair. Not many people have purple chairs. A lot of people like the color purple. So I said, I'm going to invest in this, and it's been really great for us. I give them the SIM card when they sign up. I get them on the spot. I've given away a few phones. It's not something that is ably available to a lot of people who don't have the money, but you can do little things. Those chairs were $4 or $5 a piece. They were very inexpensive. So if I get one activation off of a chair, that's a pretty small investment for me to get somebody in my network. I'm just pushing those numbers out. Another thing that we're doing is we're getting out there. That tent and those chairs, they don't do me any good unless I'm setting out somewhere where there's high traffic. I've been at car shows. I've been on busy intersections. I posted up in front of somebody's house on a busy street. I mean, I'm doing everything I can to get